Hi everyone. So in this video we are going to again look at the top 25 GK previous year questions. So these are questions that are asked in CMAT examination in the previous years. So like these questions will definitely give you a very good understanding of what exactly is asked in the CMAT exam in the GK section. Before starting the questions, I would just like you to tell about we have launched our CMAT 2026 crash course. So this course is specifically designed for CMAT 2026 examination. This course is like it includes all the 5 sections, including the GK section and the innovation and entrepreneurship section. And this is designed by CMAT toppers. So I'll definitely suggest you to enroll into the course if you are very serious, if you're really serious for the examination. I think this course will really help you a lot. And you should have a good basic understanding of what exactly can be asked in CMAT examination. And roughly around 1 to 1.5 months are left for the CMAT exam. So I think it's high time that you become serious for this examination. So do check out our crash course for this for the CMAT 2026 examination. Also, we have released 15 mocks, 15 mocks, 15 CMAT mocks. All of these mocks have video solutions, and all of these mocks have questions from both GK and innovation and entrepreneurship section. So this section, these mocks contain these mocks contains questions from all the sections, and these are created by CMAT toppers. So I'll definitely suggest you to like watch the get these mocks. I think mocks are the very integral part of like checking where do you stand, and these mocks will really help you a lot to get a gist of what exactly can be asked in the examination. So do give these mocks. These 15 mocks will definitely help you in your preparation, and I think 15 mocks are roughly say 100 questions in each box. So 1500 questions, when you're solving 1500 questions and going to the examination, your confidence level will be high as well, and you will definitely perform better in the examination if you give these mocks. Also, video solutions are available for all the questions. So I'll definitely suggest you to check out all these questions. With this, let's start the questions today. So first question says change in seasons occur due to. So change in seasons occur due to first is Earth's revolution and inclination of Earth's axis. It does not the changes don't occur due to Earth's rotation. So season changes because the Earth revolves around the Sun in an elliptical orbit and because its axis is tilted at approximately 23.5 degrees. At 23.5 degrees there is a tilt, and this is why the seasons are changing. Revolution causes different regions of Earth to face the Sun at different times of the year. So axial tilt ensures unequal distribution of sunlight, creating summer, winter, spring, and autumn. Rotation affects day and night, not seasonal changes. So rotation does not affect seasonal changes; it just affects day and night. So we can say only B and C are the reasons for changes in season. So therefore, option B, which is B and C, is the correct answer. Article 356 of the Constitution of India provides for. So the correct answer is imposition of President's rule in a state. So Article 356 empowers the President to impose President's rule. So President's rule in a state, if the constitutional machinery falls, it is invoked based on the governor's report or otherwise. During President rule, the state government is dismissed. So state governments are dismissed. So government are dismissed. And administration comes under the center. So it does not relate to reservations, religious monuments, or education. So the correct option is option C, which is imposition of president's rule in a state. The third question says Professor Amartya Sen was honored with. So Professor Amartya Sen was an Indian economist and philosopher. So economist and philosopher. So he received the Bharat Ratna in 1999. So he received the Bharat Ratna award in 1999 for his contribution to welfare economics. He was also awarded the Nobel Prize in Economics in 1998. So he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Economics in 1998 for his work on social choice theory and poverty. And he was never awarded the UNESCO Peace Prize. So, he was never awarded the UNESCO Peace Prize. So he was given only 2 prizes, which was Bharat Ratna and Nobel Prize. And therefore, the correct answer is option B, which says only B and C are correct. Given below are 2 statements. So we are given 2 statements, statement 1 and statement 2. We have to check which statement is correct and which statement is false. So statement 1 says the Indian Constitution uses the word minority to mean any sections of citizens having a distinct language, script, or culture. So this is true. The statement is true. So Article 29 and Article 30. So Article 29 and Article 30 protect linguistic and cultural minorities. So this is what it is meant by the statement 1, and this is definitely correct. Then statement 2 is saying this may be a whole community living within a majority community. So this is also true. A minority may be a cultural, linguistic, or religious and may constitute a distinct community. We can take the example of Parsis or Jains, but minorities are defined contextually, not strictly numerically. So we can say the whole this may be like a whole community can be living within a majority community. So statement 1 and statement 2 both are correct, and therefore we can say option A is the correct answer. Who among the following was a French journalist and novelist known for his series of 20 novels collectively known as Les Ron Macquarie? So the correct answer is Émile Zola. So Émile Zola was a prominent French novelist, journalist, and a leading figure of the literary movement of naturalism. He is known for his monumental 20 novel series, which is Les Rougon Macra, which portrays the lives, politics, and social conditions of Second French Empire. So it explains about the Second French Empire through the fictional Rougon and Macquarie families. Zola's work reflected realism, social critique, and scientific observation of society. And like beyond literature, he was also very influential in public affairs. He was notably like his most notable role was in the Dreyfus affair, so where he wrote the open letter JQ, which defended justice and human rights. So he was a very influential figure during the French Revolution, sorry, during the French Empire, and therefore the correct answer is Émile Zola. The total number of judges of International Court of Justice is, so the correct answer is option C, which is 50. The International Court of Justice, which is headquartered in Hague, it's headquartered in The Hague, consists of 15 judges who the UN General Assembly and Security Council elect. The judges represent major legal systems worldwide, and they also serve 9-year terms. This term is 9 years, with elections held every 3 years to replace 1/3 of the bench. This structure ensures continuity, global representation, and neutrality in international legal disputes and advisory opinions. So, International Court of Justice contains of 15 judges. So, option C, 15 is the correct answer. Which form of Indian dance shows influence of Persian culture? So the correct answer is option B, which is Kathak. So Kathak was originated in North India and evolved significantly under Mughal patronage. So Persian influence can be seen in basically its costume. So their costume contains Angarkhar or Chudidar, which is Persian culture. Then we can also see Urdu Persian terminologies in Kathak. Also, it is refined by Abhinay and gestures, which is included in Persian, which resembles a Persian culture, and it is mostly consists of courtly performance style. So again, in the Persian culture, there were many courtly performance styles. So these all are the things which makes Kathak having some influence of Persian culture. Unlike Bhangra or Chhau, like which are folk dances, like both of them are folk dances, Kathak Kathak reflects strong Indo-Persian syncretism and Mughal court culture, making it thus unlike Bhangra or Chhau. So Bhangra and Chhau, both of these are folk dances. Kathak is something which resembles more to Persian culture, and therefore option B, Kathak, is the right answer. Choose the correct chronological sequence of the following. So we are given with 4 independence movements, and we have to check. We have to see the correct chronological order. So Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed in 1931. Then Nehru report was given in 1928. Then non-cooperation movement started in 1920. And the Quit India movement started in 1942. So the correct chronological order is, first was the non-cooperation movement, then we had the Nehru report, then we had Gandhi-Irwin Pact, and then we had the Quit India movement. So the correct order is C, B, A, D, and therefore option B is the correct answer. In banking sector, GNPA refers to, so okay, this should be non-performing assets, sorry, not national. This should be gross non-performing assets. So this should be the correct answer to like in banking sector, GNPA refers to gross non-performing assets. So in banking, GNPA refers to the total value of loans and advances for which borrowers have not paid interest or principal for more than 90 days. So it is kind of an indicator of asset quality and the financial health of banks. It is generally used by the RBI for regulatory monitoring and stress analysis, and if like higher the GNPA, weaker becomes the credit performance and profitability. So GNPA refers to it is not national, it is gross non-performing assets, GNPA, and thus option B is the correct answer. Given below are two statements, so we are given statement 1 and statement 2. We have to check which of the following is correct. So statement 1 says our lungs have two parts, the left and right lungs. So statement 1 is definitely correct. Our lungs, the human lungs consist of two major parts, which is the left lung and the right lungs, located in the thoracic cavity. It is located in thoracic cavity. Then statement 2 says structurally two parts of the lungs are different from each other. So this is also correct, because both part, the left part and the right part of the lung, are structurally different. The right lungs has 3 lobes, while the left lung has 2 lobes, so accommodating the cardiac nodes for the heart. So thus the lungs are paired organs, yet the lungs are paired organs but are asymmetrical in structure. So we can say statement 1 and statement 2 both are correct, and thus option A is the correct answer. The first country to be labeled as Banana Republic was, so the correct answer is B, Honduras. So Honduras was the first country described as Banana Republic, a term coined by American writer O. Henry. So it referred to politically unstable Central American nations for whom the economies were dominated by like other foreign fruit companies, like let's say the United Foreign Companies. Honduras became the classic example due to its dependence on banana exports and heavy US corporate influence in the late 19th and early 20th century. So Honduras was the first country to be labeled as Banana Republic. Match list 1 with list 2. So list 1 has certain sports person. We have to match with their sports in which they are known for. So first is PV Sindhu. PV Sindhu is India's Olympic medal winning badminton player. So A can be linked with 3. Then we have Lavlina Borgohain. So he won a bronze in boxing at Tokyo 2020. So B can be linked to 4. Then we have Ravi Kumar Dahiya. So Ravi Kumar Dahiya is an Olympic silver winning wrestler. So C can be mapped with 2, which is wrestler. And Gagan Narang. So Gagan Narang is an A shooter who earned a bronze at the 2012 London Olympics. So we can say D can be mapped with 1, which is shooting. So correct order is A, 3, B, 4, C, 2 and D, 1, and therefore option B is the correct answer. On what does the dollar rupee exchange rate in India depend? So it depends on the demand supply equilibrium. So exchange rates in India operate largely under a market driven system in which the value of the rupee like against the dollar is determined by foreign exchange demand and supply. So if there is a higher demand for dollars, the rupee gets weakened, and if there is a higher demand for rupee, the dollar gets weakened. So while RBI may intervene occasionally, the fundamental determinant remains the demand supply equilibrium in the forex market rather than strict control of stock market trends. So RBI can interfere in this, but it is generally dependent on demand supply equilibrium. So option A is the correct answer. Match list 1 with list 2. So we are given the northmost, southmost, easternmost and westernmost point. We have to we have to match them with the certain thing. So the northernmost point is basically the Siachen glacier. So it is the northern extreme. So A can be matched with 1. Then we have the southernmost point. Southernmost point is Indra point. So B can be matched with 4. So it is in the Nicobar Islands and it is Indra point, which is the southernmost point. Then we have Kibitu in Arunachal Pradesh as the eastern boundary. So C can be matched with 2nd. So Kibitu is the eastern boundary of India. And in Gujarat, Sar Creek marks the western extremity. So the westernmost point can be Sar Creek. So A1, B4, C2 and D3 is the correct order, and therefore option A is the correct answer. Who among the following rulers belonged to slave dynasty? So the correct answer is Samshuddin Iltutmish. So Samshuddin Iltutmish was the most prominent ruler of the Mamluk or slave dynasty. So he governed the Delhi Sultanate after following Qutb Uddin Aibak. So he strengthened administration and introduced the silver tanka. silver tanka, and copper jital. And he also consolidated the sultanate. The other rulers listed belong to different periods. So Sher Shah Suri was in Sur Empire. Then Ghori laid the foundation of early Delhi Sultanate. So he was in Delhi Sultanate. And Humayun ruled during the Mughal era. So they had the different era, but Samsuddin Iltutmish was the ruler of slave dynasty. So thus option C is the correct answer. Who among the following foreigners was the first to visit India? So the correct answer is Megasthenes. So Megasthenes was a Greek ambassador. So he was a Greek ambassador who was sent by Seleucus I to the court of Chandragupta Maurya. He visited India during around 302 BC and he wrote Indica, making him one of the earliest well-documented foreign visitors. So Megasthenes is the correct answer. Like he was the first foreigner to visit India. So option B, Megasthenes, is the right option. Who among the following has won the maximum number of gold medals at a single Olympic Games in the history of Olympics? So the correct answer is option A, which is Michael Phelps. So in 2008 Beijing Olympics, he did this. So Michael Phelps set the record by winning 8 gold medals in the 2008 Beijing Olympics, the highest ever by an athlete in a single edition. So option A, Michael Phelps, is the correct answer. Who among the following is the fastest Asian to cycle the globe? So the correct answer is Vedangi Kulkarni, which is option A. So Vedangi Kulkarni became the fastest Asian and the youngest woman to cycle around the world in 2018, and she completed it in around 159 days. And at that time, he was just 19 years old. So the correct answer is option A, which is Vedangi Kulkarni. Who among the following has been given the power by the Constitution of India to impose reasonable restrictions on the fundamental rights? So the correct answer is option B, which is Parliament. So only Parliament has the power to impose reasonable restrictions on fundamental rights as per Articles 19.2 and 19.6. So as per these articles, only Parliament is allowed to impose reasonable restrictions on the fundamental rights, and therefore option B, Parliament, is the correct answer. State financial corporations mainly give assistance to develop which of the following? So the correct answer is small and medium scale industries. State financial corporations were established under the SFC Act, which was passed in 1951 to provide loans and aid primarily to small and medium scale industries. So which is SMSI. Like in the current days, it is MSME. Current days we have MSME, but it was for small and medium scale industries. SFC Act 1951 was passed, and it was passed to give assistance to develop small and medium scale industries. So option A is the correct answer. If the balance of a payment of a country is adverse, then which institution will help that country? So the correct answer is IMF, which is International Monetary Fund. So the IMF provides financial assistance to countries facing balance of payments crisis through short-term loans and stabilization support. So they give short-term loans and stabilization support. So World Bank majorly focuses on long-term development projects, not immediate BOP crisis. Only International Monetary Fund are providing with short-term loans and stabilization support. So in this scenario, IMF will be the one which will be helping that country, and therefore option C is the correct answer. Which author and natural historian has been conferred with Indira Gandhi Peace Prize 2019? So the correct answer is David Attenborough. So Sir David Attenborough was the renowned natural historian and broadcaster. So he was a renowned natural historian and broadcaster. So he was awarded the Indira Gandhi Peace Prize in 2019 for promoting wildlife, for promoting environment awareness and wildlife conservation globally. So option B, David Attenborough, is the correct answer. Which of the following kinds of cells in the human blood have the longest lifespan? So the correct answer is B, which is erythrocyte. So red blood cells, these are the red blood cells, also called as erythrocytes, live approximately 120 days longer than leukocytes such as neutrophils, which exist for only certain hours to certain days, and platelets only exist for certain from 7 to 10 days. So erythrocytes have the longest lifespan. So B, erythrocyte, is the correct answer. Which of the following organization has decided to formulate digital payment index? So the correct answer is B, RBI. So the Reserve Bank of India, which had developed the digital payments index to measure the adoption, penetration, and effectiveness of digital transactions across the country. So it monitors the progress of digital payment infrastructure. So option B, RBI, is the correct answer. Then we have which of the following indicators are parts of the inclusive development index. So the parts for indicators of inclusive development index is living standards, environmental sustainability, and protection of future generations. So these are the three which are like kind of indicators for inclusive development index. Financial inclusion is important, but it's not a core indicator here. So in this, it is not one of the core indicators. It is important, but it is not core indicator. So only A, B, and C are the indicators for inclusive independence index, and therefore option A is the correct answer. So with this, we have done 25 more questions of previous year papers. In the next video, we'll come up with more GK questions. So up till then, thank you so much. Up till then, keep updated to the channel for CMAT related news, and we'll bring in more questions. Thank you so much for watching the video.